Okay, so I'm glad to see a lot of people from Champaign-Urbana, from Queen's University, from Rio. We have students from Brazil, students from the United States, people representing universities. So it's we are very glad to have you all here. So I'll be very quick in the presentation because I think it's very rich when we exchange and when we have questions. And so I think this is probably the most important part of an info session. Hi, our friends from Argentina. Hi, Julia. So Ronaldo, if you want to start, introduce yourself. So you are the academic coordinator of this program, and then we can do this presentation together. So Ronaldo, the floor is yours.
Great, thank you very much, Daniel. Welcome everyone. It's great to see you attending this session. I'm Ronaldo Nagai, professor at the University of São Paulo at FIA Business School. And I started my academic career in 2009. And I'm with Campus B since 2019. And basically my role in the organization is to support academic projects, academic programs, lecturing, preparing seminars, and etc. And I'm a very passionate about education, and that's why positive impact it's so important for us, because this is a program where we have our full strength, where we give over 100%. We give 100% to deliver the best education experience for you. So enjoy the session, and I'll be checking the chat. You can send questions in the chat, and have a nice session. So thank you, Daniel, for the opportunity, and now the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ronaldo. So starting real quick about Campus B. So who are we? I'm co-founder and CEO of Campus B. I'm glad to see so many people from Champaign-Urbana because I actually started the organization because of the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. So I was a student back in the days. I'm not gonna say the year exactly. And I was a student of the University of São Paulo. And then I got a call from the international office from the business school asking if I could be the chaperone for a group of students from Champaign-Urbana. And say, yeah, why not? And that was my very first experience doing this kind of this kind of work. And after a few years, I decided to start Campus Brazil. And that time, we rebranded in 2018 to Campus B because we are no longer only a Brazilian organization, but we do operations in other countries as well. So we believe that the key to transform the world is through education. We were founded in 2010, so 11 years ago. We have had over 4,000 students, 200 programs. We currently work with more than 100 universities in Brazil and abroad, and we operate 8 Latin American countries. An important thing to mention is that we are a certified B Corporation. I don't know how familiar we are with B corporations, but the famous B corporations we have in the United States, for example, is Ben & Jerry's or Patagonia. In Brazil, the largest B corporation is Natura, a huge cosmetic company. So we are proud to be a B Corp since 2017. So Campus B, from 2010 to 2019, we had 90% of our programs on site. So groups came mainly from the United States to Latin America, and we designed programs for those groups on what we call faculty-led programs. And then, as you all know, the pandemic came. In the last 2 years, 2021, most of our programs were done remote. We had some programs in early January, and also we had another program November last year in Rio, a group from France. But then we moved majority to our programs remote through Zoom. And from now on, from 2022 on, what we believe that the programs will be on site, they will be remote, they will be hybrid, and there will be a lot of new combinations that we not even know that will exist. So the Positive Impact Internship is a remote program. So it's going to be through Zoom. But we hope that in the future we can do hybrid programs or even in-person programs. So to give you some idea of how this thing started. So if we imagine this blue circle as being college age student in the United States, so 18, 24 years old, that's the percentage of people that go to college, so about 42%. And that's the percentage of people that study abroad being college, which is about 10%. If we get the same thing for Brazil, so these are the residents in Brazil, that's the amount of students that go to college. It's a smaller circle, it's about 18%, and that's the amount of students that study abroad. So why positive impact? So this is here a testimonial from a student from the past edition, Lydia Gonzalez. And to give some reasons why we start positive impact. So the number one was to make global learning possible for more students. So this program is run massively through scholarships. And this way we are able, not that little green circle that could travel and study abroad, but we can provide good international education remotely. The projects are purpose-driven projects, so they address solutions to real-world problems. We want to give this hands-on experience to all these students. And also the world will benefit from the students that have this global perspective, and also from the project deliverables that the students will present at the end. So what's the structure of the program? We have what we call Inspiration Mondays. So the programs run through 6 weeks. It starts on a Monday and it finishes on a Monday. So there will be in total 7 Mondays. During the Mondays, we have icebreakers, workshops, and discussions of themes like adaptability, cross-cultural engagement, storytelling. So we give some tools for students to solve and the projects they have to solve. And that happens once a week. So this is from 6 p.m. to 7:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So for Brazilian time, that will be 7 p.m. to 8:20 p.m. I think exception the first meeting, because there will be a shift on the time. Then we have once a week, approximately 1 hour. It's the project host meetings. So I'm not saying company meetings, because we had last time the government of the state of Rio de Janeiro offered us a project. So it's not only companies. It can be like NGOs or social organization, or even the government providing us a project. So every week, someone from the company will meet the students to see if they are developing right the project and answering any questions students might have. And then we have the teamwork. So you have a project, you will be meeting every Monday with all the students from all projects. You will be meeting the company or the government once a week. The teamwork is organized by the team. So if you want to organize a WhatsApp group, and WhatsApp is huge in Brazil, if you want to do Slack, or if you want to do through Zoom, through email, the group has this choice to decide how they want to work together. And then we have the mentoring sessions. So we have mentors like Nagai that are specialized in projects. And 2 times in this program, you can set up a time with a mentor. The group can set up a time with a mentor to ask for help and see if the project is developing well. So we foresee a workload of about 40 hours. That's the total workload of the program. Learning outcomes. So what should you expect to learn from the Positive Impact Internship? So first, intercultural communication. So you will be working with people from all over the world with different cultures. Personal development, critical thinking, which is like you develop the ability to get information and analyze situations and problems. Global awareness, adaptability. Adaptability is key, because you will be working with the real project. So it's not a regular class that everything is there in the book. So you'll be working with a real person, a real organization, and being and train adaptability is key for that to work. At the end of the program, so if you attend over 75% of the sessions and you have a grade of over 7 out of 10, then you receive a digital international experience badge from Campus B, explaining what are the learning outcomes that you developed, and you can share that through LinkedIn and so on. The evaluation are in 3 parts. So the academic coordinator evaluates that, the organization, the project host evaluates, and also there is a peer-to-peer evaluation. And then what's the methodology behind the positive impact internship? So we use a methodology that we developed at Campus B called IPBL, International Project-Based Learning. So there are 3 main pillars this methodology. So one is the project. It's a project-based learning. So we have a project at the end. The project is something that has a beginning and an end, and there is a clear deliverable at the end. It's real, it's interactive, it's not a simulation, is not learning, I don't know, how Coca-Cola entered Russia after Cold War. I mean, you will be there with the company, with the government, you will be interacting. And the ideas that the groups come up with can be implemented. So you can be, sometimes we use education to say that it's a train. So you will go to college, and then after you finish, you will be able to change the world. No, how can we change the world while being a student? Then we have the food for thought. That are the workshops, the talk to professionals, that are tools that will give you more, that are tools for you to solve the projects, things that you cannot find at Google. And the Inspirations Mondays are all about that too. And then we have the cross-cultural engagement, which is the I part of the IPBL. So there will be people from different cultures. And how can we learn from each other? How can we see different perspectives, and how can we make them work towards a good deliverable for the project? And there will be, for all the project hosts, they are Brazilians. So the projects will be hosted in Brazil. And every group will have at least 2 Brazilians that will serve as this bridge between the project host context and the other students. So when I say bridge connects A to B and B to A. So Brazilians will learn with non-Brazilians, and non-Brazilians will learn with Brazilians as well. Some numbers about the last edition in 2021. So we had 45 participants from 23 different universities. 15 of them were Brazilians from 9 different states, and 30 were non-Brazilians from 12 different nationalities. So we had students from universities in other countries in Latin America, like Peru, Argentina. We had a lot of students from the United States, and a lot of students based in the United States, but they were not United States citizens. So we had a very big diversity, and we had 7 project hosts, so including the government. So we had Ecoways, the government of the state of Rio, Be Brazil, Moving, Absal, Ser, and Triciclos. They were different organizations, and each one with a specific project. For example, in the government of Rio, it was the planning department. They want to ask solutions or how they can better utilize some real estate they had that were not being used. I don't know if Nagai want to point out some of the projects to give them an idea of what was asked. Do you want to do it now or later, Ronaldo?
Oh, I think we can discuss a little bit about the projects later. We can take some questions. If some participant has a specific question about a specific company, then we can do that.
Okay, perfect. And that's, so we had a peer-to-peer evaluation per project. So you will evaluate yourself and your peers. And that's what the percentage that students show they gain, or their peer gains during the project. and someone asked about the background, we'll get there. So I studied something that, and this student here from Rio Grande do Norte, from Brazil, he's a student of physiotherapy, and his project was nothing to do with physiotherapy, and he had a great experience. So we sent a feedback form at the end. The overall satisfaction of the program was 4.5 out of 5. And then a scale of 0 to 10 of how much they would recommend this program to other was 9.2. So it was very well evaluated. I have here some testimony. I know that Marinella is there. Marinella, I don't know if you want me to play your video, or if you want, I can give you the power to talk now with us. If you're there, what do you prefer? You can talk. Okay, so let me see. How can I give you power to do that? Okay, I will promote you as a panelist now. So you have the power.
I think I'm able to talk, but I cannot, nobody can see my face. That's the only thing I cannot do.
No problem.
Yeah, okay, so it says that you have a stop from me to do it, okay? So I am Ronaldo Hernandez. You can see that picture of me from the video. I was in the last chapter here. Well, I call it chapter, but I was in the last positive impact internship. I am from Venezuela, but I'm here in Columbus State University. I've been living here in Atlanta for about almost 8 years now. And when I joined the internship, it was a little bit like blindfolded for me because I have no clue. In a matter of fact, I actually got an what's it called, scholarship from Campus B. I went through the process. You gotta fill some forms. You gotta explain. It's very short and to the point, but I actually got a full ride scholarship to join the internship that Professor Spears told me to do. And let me tell you something, it actually opened up my perspective. It actually allows you to know more than, people. Now right now social media can give you a lot of stuff, but when you talk to other people from other countries, like last time I was in Brazil, was in Sao Paulo, and it was like I was probably 9 years old, and kind of perspectives have changed, and I'm 21, almost 21 years old, and it's like so different. You kind of have to go into the internship, and you're like, okay, not everybody's like me, not everybody's spoiled in a way, and so you kind of have to keep up with like, maybe what I think is right here in the United States is not the same in Brazil or in Argentina or in Venezuela in my case, And so always keep up that open perspective. Always keep up, people is gonna be different. And yes, I will tell you something. I had an amazing team. I worked for Triciclos in the internship last time, and it was awesome. I had Marina, and I remember Pamela was in there with me as well. So it was wonderful. My co-workers, as I call them, they were wonderful too. And I will tell you something. I was a criminal justice major, the only one in the whole internship to be that. Well, everybody else in my team was engineers. So I was like, great. So everybody here is square, and I like to read books, and I am about the law, where everybody else is just, let's build this. And I was like, yo, we gotta be realistic here. There's the rules, there's laws. And they were like, well, Mari, we didn't know that. And so, it's, you learn from them, they learn from you. And that's what this whole internship is about. Yes, you learn about sustainability. You do learn about how to live a sustainable life depending on where you're at. But it also kind of like shows you that your way of living is not the same as everyone else. So keep up, keep that open-minded perspective. Like that's why I write in the chat. And don't be afraid to express yourself in regards of like, well, what if they don't like this idea? Actually throw the idea, and maybe somebody else be like, okay, I like that. What can we do to meet in the middle? So please keep like, for everyone listening, that's kind of like the biggest thing. Other than that, I will say Professor Nagai was awesome the whole week. Like always making meetings with him. Please do not take those, in vain. You need those meetings because you sometimes will feel like you're lost. And sometimes we all have like that little accent that we're like, I don't know what they're saying. I don't know what we're talking about. How do we say this? So just have fun with it. It will be awesome, and say yes to everything. This is what I'm gonna tell you. That's the bottom line. Say yes to everything. Nothing bad is gonna come out of it. So that's what Mari has to say. I will, 10 out of 10 recommend this internship. I had a lot of fun. And even when I couldn't like travel to Brazil, I had fun like doing it here on my computer and feeling like, oh my God, I'm working for a transnational type of thing. So that's the experience over here.
Okay, Marinella. Wow, it's so good to hear that. So thank you for joining the program and also for sharing your testimonial. So it's very good. I mean, when a student talk to a student, it's better. It's not like us saying about what we offer, but it's great hearing from you. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
I will play very quick the Marian video. I hope that
Hello,
yeah.
everyone. My name is Miriam. I'm a political science major and an economics and human rights double minor. I am from the
Oops, I think every time I click something, it stopped. Well, I will move on. I will share later on the presentation the video of Marian so you can see. Since we have only 8 minutes, well, we can stay a bit longer for those who have more questions.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, so we move to some frequent asked questions to us. So the first one is this project design take into consideration my minor or major? Well, as we explained, all the projects are multidisciplinary. So we believe that anyone is able to make valuable contributions no matter life or academic background. And diversity is actually key on this program. So every time we enter at a university, kind of, oh, you are engineer, you are lawyer. I mean, we don't believe in these boxes. We believe that everybody can contribute and we can learn together. So we had students from nursing to business to criminal law, so very different backgrounds. So why is this program called internship? That's probably Brazilians would probably ask that. In Brazil, it's very common for you to do an internship at a place that probably you hope to stay longer and longer. So companies hire you for 1 year or 2 years, and then as an intern, and then you get a full-time position. We work as a project-based internship. So it's not that you enter an ongoing project of the company and then when you leave, the project's not done. No, you have something to deliver during those 6 weeks. Will everyone in my team be from my nationality? No. So that's the beauty of the program. So we hope to have many nationalities in the group. Do I need to speak Portuguese? No. So the program is run in English, but of course, for the native English speakers, bear in mind that you are not the only native English speaker. So we always ask to speak slowly, to be kind to repeat, to be open to listen to a non-native speaker, and that's also key in the program. So how do I get to participate? So as I explained before, we majority run through scholarships. So we have partnerships with many universities in Brazil and abroad. So you can see if your university is there on the list, and then you can apply for the scholarship. And I think someone can post in the chat the website, because you cannot click here in the screen. I think this is it in general. We still have a couple of meetings. I know I told everyone that we're expecting to a 30-minute info session, but I mean, we can stay longer for those who has any question. I will stop talking now, and I'll read the questions, and I'll pass to Nagai, that probably had the chance to go reading the chat while I was talking. So thank you, everyone. Obrigado.
Well, before moving to the questions, Daniel, I would like just to share some thoughts about the program. I wish I could have this opportunity when I was studying in the college university, because usually we have this first experience dealing with international companies and with international cohorts only when we are working in companies, international companies. And you have this great chance to be in contact with international companies, how to do business internationally, to deal with multicultural teams. These are the modern world soft skills that we need to develop global leaders. And you'll be having this chance in a very early stage in your career. So don't miss this great opportunity. I wish I could have this opportunity when I was young. So I think this is the beauty of the program, having this great experience. So we're ready to take questions, and please don't be shy.
We can also allow people to talk if you want to ask the question with their microphone, or you can just write here in the chat. I know that some of the questions asked, some of the questions were already answered by I study X. Can I still join? How can I apply? How can you? How do you select? Someone asked in the beginning how we select students. So we typically open that to the university. For making the selection. If we have selection, then as Marinella said, we ask a short video, and then we take into consideration the background of the person and so on to make this this selection. And I don't know if there are any other questions, or how long does the program last? So the program is 6 weeks. It's actually a bit 6 weeks and 3 days, because it starts on a Monday and then it finishes after 7 Mondays. It will start in March, on March 14th, and will go to April, I'm not good on dates, April 25th.
There is a question here from Yasmin. I'll take this one. The group will choose the time that the reunions or meetings will happen. We have our standard schedule, meaning the Inspiration Mondays and the meetings with the customer organization. But of course, you can set up the meetings and the reunions within your team according to your availability, and also you can establish your schedule with the host company as well. So this is totally free. You have this freedom to manage your work schedule, your work plan. Okay.
Yeah. So
just like the real world.
In the subscription, we ask for some slots of availability. So we have actually 6 options, 3 on Wednesday and 3 on Thursday. So we can combine the groups that have the same availability and the company that is available on that slot. And other than that, so the teamwork, as Nagai said, you are free to organize that with your colleagues. Sometimes we have also very different time zones. So some groups decide to do more asynchronous work, and then they just meet once a week, but it is completely open for any group. Some people ask when they will know about the scholarship. So the process is open until February 7th, which is next Monday. After February 7th, so probably in 3 or 4 days, we'll send the list of everybody that got accepted with a scholarship. And we are also expecting approximately 50 students in about 8 to 10 different projects.
There is also a question here, an interesting question from Isabella Tupini, then I think I'll take this one too. Isabella is asking, what kind of positive impact are we aiming for, socially, economically, environmental? This question is very interesting, and it's connected with the project thing that you asked me before. So each company has different targets and different objectives in their project. So basically, we can deal with any kind of positive impact. For example, in the last edition, we had sustainable value chain projects regarding replacing the package of products for a more sustainable product, sustainable agriculture production. For instance, with the government of Rio de Janeiro, we discussed housing problems in Rio, so socio-economical impact of housing problems in Rio. So the thematic is very diverse, but it's always centered in UN's ODS or ESG
SDGs.
issues. SDGs.
ODS was something in Portuguese said in English.
Yeah.
The SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations.
That's right. And also ESG topics, environmental, social, and governance.
There's a little bit of everything. In Triciclos, we actually had to talk about materia prima. Is that right? How do you say this? Raw materials. this was a very big joke in our with my colleagues. Actually, it was very funny because we couldn't say the things that we just stood with materia prima. But I will tell you that is you gotta be open minded. The company is gonna give you the option of selecting what kind of what could be the goal and what can we choose. So we choose cotton. That's the raw material. Then we kind of jumped into the kind of like the fashion world, like how the clothing is made, what happens to the clothing. And let me tell you something, since I found that out, I do not want to go and buy more clothing anymore. I will tell you that much. But again, everything will connect. So yes, it's about the environment, but at the same time, we talk about the economic part. We talked about how can we improve this? How can we reach people out? How can, making it more sustainable? And you will present this every week. You will talk to the people of the company and you will explain to them, they'll give you feedback. And then on Fridays, I remember my team will go talk to Professor Nagai about this, and then we'll make it a lot prettier and better. And we have very good feedback, actually. So, kind of, again, keep up that open mind, perspective, and you will do great. It will be awesome. It will be a hell of a ride. I'll tell you that.
Thank you, Marinella. Yeah, so there is, if I already have a project that causes a positive impact, do I have more chance to get the scholarship? So Yasmin, the projects are hosted by those organizations, but if you are already involved in an NGO or something like that, write that as a reason why you want to join the program, because we can take that into account. Itzel Morales asked about the grading system. So this is to Professor Nagai.
Yeah, so we have several approaches and aspects of the grading system. Of course, one is if you could achieve the learning outcomes proposed by Campus B, meaning critical thinking, etc., etc. Other grading system will be established between you and the host company according to the goal of the project, the deliverables, if you delivered what they were expecting. So this is another aspect of the grading, okay? So we'll have one grading coming from the learning outcomes and the other one coming from the host company evaluation. And that will compose your final grade in the program. Yeah, was that clear?
Okay.
Danny,
yes.
Can I just highlight some important information about the enrollment process?
Please do it, Leticia.
So guys, I saw that many of you asked about the enrollment process, but just for you to understand, the enrollment process for students that study in Brazilian universities is different from the students based in foreign universities. In our website, I'm gonna post it here. At the bottom of it, you're gonna find two buttons. One, non-Brazilian student, click here to apply, and the other one, Brazilian student, because the process is a little bit different, and the deadlines also. And if you click it there, you will find more information on the form, and you can also message us if you have any questions. But just so you know that the process are different depending on the university that you study.
And also, Leticia, many colleagues are asking about the result of the scholarship, how they will be informed
yes,
about.
the results for the Brazilian students is going to be released on February 17th by email, and for the foreign student, it will depend on the feedback from their university. So they apply on the form, and then we take their name, send to them their universities, and then we get back to them with the final result for the scholarship.
Great. One last question,
you,
Daniel.
Leticia.
Sorry, one last question here from Sabrina. This is interesting. Would it be helpful to have a background or general understanding of the Brazilian culture, government, or economy, etc., before participating in the program? No.
Yes, we only accept people that can play soccer, right? I'm joking, Sabrina.
And then samba. No, just kidding. No, we'll be learning the Brazilian culture during the journey. Yeah, music, arts, economy as well, slang words sometimes, and etc., etc., etc. So during our journey, you will be learning Brazilian culture, a true immersion in our culture. You don't need to know about that beforehand, okay? Don't worry.
Okay,
yeah, great.
So I think I think this is it. If there is no further question, I would like to thank you all for joining this info session. We have recorded that, so we will share with everybody that attended and also subscribed to the info session. But in the meantime, if you have any question, please feel free to reach out to us. I hope to see you guys in a couple of weeks joining the program. So have a good evening for the ones in Brazil. Have a good late afternoon, the ones in depending on where you are. So thank you. Obrigado.
Obrigado. See you in a couple of weeks. Bye bye.